San Diego Padres, they won 89 games last year, and their over-under is at 93.5. Now, obviously, they make some changes and additions. They made some big additions this offseason and spend a lot of money. Will that get them over that 93.5, though?
It felt like and I got a firsthand look at it watching them in the playoffs, but it felt like they started really meshing towards the end of last year. I mean, it's still a high number. I have to say, yes, they're going over. I can't. They spent the money. They spent it well. Their lineup is just completely stacked. They have a very strong top three in the rotation. I know Musgrove right now, his availability is a little bit in question, but, it's not supposed to be something huge. So when he comes back, they've got a good top three with a vaunted, potentially best lineup in the big leagues. I'm going to take over 93 there every single time. And if they don't, okay, I was wrong. But I cannot bet against them there. I mean, I think they have the potential to be, a 100-win team personally. And we'll see. Tatis is going to come back. He already dropped the ball in right field, in spring training. But it doesn't matter because I don't think that's going to happen often. And I don't think that's what, if he goes out there and mashes at the plate, he doesn't have to be a Gold Glove right fielder, So I love their team, to be honest. I don't like getting behind these teams that just paid a bunch of money. But they paid a bunch of money and they got a loaded roster. Don't say what you're going to say.
What's your favorite team?
The New York Mets.
Okay. Who spent more than the Mets?
A lot of homegrown talent.
Okay, Mets. You talk about spending money. It's like the Mets spent a lot of money. I know what you're saying.
I want to defend myself. Okay. My thing is you can't win it on paper just by, big contracts. But I love how they spent the money. Like, I love everyone that the Padres have. I can't go under that number. They're going over.
So they did sign a couple guys, right? Obviously, Bogart's got $300 million. They brought back Darvish. Machado got extended as well. But at least they brought a new guy. The Mets, they brought in Nemo, Edwin Diaz. They brought the same guys. They wanted Correa. They should have brought in Correa. I'm still on that.
We brought in Verlander.
Let's focus. Yeah, and lost DeGrom. But let's focus on the Padres, which is what we're talking about, right? And I got them over as well. Obviously, this means that I have them winning the division. I hate the fact that I'm agreeing with you. I just think they're just better, right? Like the Dodgers, it feels like they got a lot worse. A lot worse. They can still win 90 games. That's how good they were last year, obviously.
Right.
But the Padres won 89. And it's only a 4-win differential from 2022 to 2023. And they're better than 4 games. Obviously,
yes.
Fernando Tatis won't be back until April 20th. That's going to be, how he's going to fit in. I expect him maybe a little bit of a slower start until he gets kind of like acclimated again.
Right.
He hasn't played in a while. But people tend to forget how good Fernando Tatis was. Like, he was the best shortstop in baseball, like immediately as soon as he stepped foot in the diamond. Again, he's not going to play shortstop, but he's still Fernando Tatis. And offensively, you got guys like Tatis, Machado, Juan Soto, Bogarts, Nelson Cruz, Mike Carpenter, maybe they're going to be DHing as well. Trent Grisham is still a solid option. Great defender over there. So their team is very good. Obviously, they have depth as well. They're just very good 1 through 9. The rotation, we saw Joe Musgrove. Maybe he does some more of that Vaseline in the ears or whatever he got going on in the ears. He had a very good year after, I think he's hurt now. He's going to miss the first few weeks or so of the year. But they still got Yu Darvish. Obviously, they just signed him. Blake Snell, you know what you're getting out of Blake Snell. Bullpen, we talked about Josh Hader. He's a baseball as intended closer. We did the roster. If you missed that, check that out. But we did our roster. Josh Hader is still an elite arm. They got Robert Suarez. I don't know. They don't have any weak areas in their team. It doesn't seem that like they do anyway.
That's a 100-win team. Like, you just named the whole team. That's a 100-win team.
On paper, they are 100%.
On paper, and they also showed, I think, already that, the core of that team, most of those guys, we saw that they can actually be good when it matters. So, yeah, I mean, Vegas usually scares me when they release these over-unders because you're like, they're so accurate. But I feel pretty good about this one. I think they're going, when I say way over, I think they're 96, 97, 98 would not surprise me. I'm that's an easy pick. I don't like you said, we're we're 2 for 2 with agreeing with each other.
Yeah, I hate the agreeing part. I think it would have been tougher for me. Again, I feel the same way. I feel like very comfortable with this picks. I don't know why. I feel like if it would have been flip-flop with the Dodgers and have the Padres at 96.5 and the Dodgers at 93.5, then I would have been like, wait, okay, this makes a lot of sense. But again, they are the Dodgers. They seem to figure things out that nobody else can. And maybe, San Diego is still going to be one of those like, hey, 90, 93 win teams, and they don't win the division and the Dodgers win it again. But I think we can both agree that it's a two-team race for the division, correct?
Let me ask you a quick question. Oh, yeah, 100%. Two-team race. Does Juan Soto have that monster year that people are expecting?
Yeah. I mean, Juan Soto is too good. Like, he hit, 250 last year, but his on base was still 400. That tells you that he's still elite. The shift, maybe he's somebody that will, obviously, he can hit it everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think, he knows what he's playing for as well. He knows he wants 500 million, at least 400. He just saw what Machado got. He knows he's worth probably more than that. He's younger. Yeah, I can see him have an MVP
I think he's going to have an absolutely huge season. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
which
he's
is going to help them even more because, again, last year, like you said, he's always got the on-base percentage. He's always dangerous. But there's a very good chance that this year he's better than he was for them last year, which just makes them more dangerous.
Yeah, so we're high on San Diego.